If you're still manually creating every single worksheet in your model, you need to stop what you're doing and watch this full video right now. I'm going to show you an Excel trick that automatically creates as many worksheets as you want in just one click. Let's take a look. For example, let's say we want to build a budget model in Excel and need to create a worksheet for each month of the year. Normally, we'd have to rename the first worksheet January, then add a new worksheet, update the name to February, and then repeat this process for all of the remaining months. This can be pretty time consuming, especially if you need to create monthly tabs for multiple years. So let me show you how to create all of these tabs at once. The first step is to create a simple data table that contains all of the worksheets we want to create. In this case, we want monthly worksheets, so I'm going to enter worksheets as our table header and then list all of the months by typing January, then filling the remaining months with the autofill handle. Now that we've listed each worksheet, the next step is to insert a pivot table. Now I know what you're thinking, we're not summarizing data, we're creating worksheets, but stay with me. Go to the Insert tab, click Pivot Table, leave the default settings as is, and press OK to create the pivot table. Now here's the trick. Drag the worksheets field into the filters box to add it to our pivot table. Then open the Options dropdown on the Pivot Table Analyze tab and click Show Report Filter Pages. This command automatically creates filter pages, or in better terms, worksheets, for each value in the filter field we select. So I'm going to go ahead and choose worksheets and watch what happens at the bottom of our Excel grid when we hit OK. Excel automatically created a separate worksheet for each month in seconds. You can use the same trick to create tabs for years, orders, or any type of worksheet really. Just list out the worksheets you want to add, repeat these steps, and Excel will create those tabs for you. I never create worksheets manually anymore now that I know this trick. As always, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below to support the channel and keep the Excel tips coming.